gonna be ass.
All right, what you heard was Tyreek Hill was asked, what do you think about, Travis Hunter? He gonna do it in the NFL. He said he was gonna be ass. All right. So my thing is this. Um, I got just a question. I had a couple questions. What did Sean say? I got a question. The serious is, I got a question, bro. Why are black people so comfortable going on white platforms with, or we call it mixed company, trashing other black people? That's the big question I always had. I didn't really understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, two, I do appreciate the honesty. And three, like, when did these streaming nerds become so popular, bro? Like, I don't really understand it. I guess it's the world of chat GPT and AI and social media. Um, that's what I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, them streaming dudes just come off as weirdos. Like, straight up weird. Not all of them. I think, like, I don't watch them, but I think a guy like DDG is just a vlogger. He just vlogs his life. So I don't really put him in that category like that. Guys that just vlog, but some of them dudes are straight cornballs. Like, and I'll be looking at them, and some of them is be racist and all that stuff. And as long as you got a big enough number platform, no matter how racist you are, how controversial you are, celebrities gonna pull through there. That's why I be having the issue with something. I'm not about to go on a podcast and blast another brother, or go on a mixed company podcast and talk bad about black women. I just won't do it. But I think a lot of people starting to share that sentiment about check out the NFL playlist, Travis Hunter not being that good. And my whole thing about it is playing both ways. It takes a toll on you. On the NFL level, to be a full-time player on both sides of the ball, I think it's tough. But, at the end of the day, you can't put a ceiling on a special player. He's a special talent. And people seeing the way he running his routes and how he catching the ball with his body, everybody has a lot of ridicule for Travis Hunter. I seen, Cam, talk about it. I seen obviously Tyreek Hill, and it's so easy to down the brother. Remember, what's the brother that played for Cincinnati, Jamar Chase? He said that I think he missed his last year of college football, sat out to get the bag. And when he was playing for the Cincinnati Bengals, he said it became harder to catch the ball, to track the football, because it didn't have the white lines on it no more in the professional ranks. I really never paid attention to it. But in the pro or in college ranks, it has a white line at the tip of it. And without that white line, I guess he used the white line to track it. And people say, oh, he's going to be a bust. He's going to be a bust. You got to understand this T-shirts and short camp. He's a great athlete. So when you're a great athlete, you can get away with a lot of shit. But at some point, the league will adjust, and he will need to learn how to run routes, come in and out of breaks the right way. But it just seemed like a lot of people rooting against the young brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't the coolest. You know what I'm saying? He kind of seemed like he's a very smart individual. He doesn't fit the stereotypical jock. And I just feel like if he happy, let him be happy. Like, people want to see his downfall. I want to see that brother downfall regardless of the decisions that he's making on and off the field. I believe the biggest decision that he's making is that, you want to play both sides of the football at a full-time level. That's going to be tough. But if he can do it, he's going to go down as one of the greatest football players of all time. And for Tyreek Hill to be like, oh, he going to be ass, and, and all that, like, when you a nice guy and you don't fit the stereotypical black guy, nobody stereotypes black people like black people. I just didn't like it. I ain't like it. I mean, it's a way to say, well, you know what? I think he, of saying it the right way, but I just feel like it was very ignorant of Tyreek Hill to say that amongst a bunch of cool whip individuals. That's how I just feel about it. Like, I ain't like it. It rubbed me the wrong way. And the way he said it, and he could have been in a joke, and the way he said it, bro, he's an ignorant nigga. He's the same dude who allegedly held his baby over the goddamn balcony, making all these babies in broken families, and and all that, and it's gonna pay. He gonna be the same motherfucker when his NFL money stop coming in. He gonna be crying and complaining. I guarantee you. I seen the story over and over and over again. You just be surprised how ignorant some of these dudes really is. Man, I feel like that was an ignorant answer. And the brother ain't been nothing about Travis Hunter. He ain't been nothing but a stand up dude. He ain't been nothing but a good dude. And we all make our mistakes. And I know what people gonna allude to. I'm not gonna speak on it. I did a couple videos on it already. But we make our mistakes. How many of us that made mistakes over trying to be a good person, to try to over some pussy? We all done did it, bro. Like, I hate people that throw rocks in glass, live in a glass house, who ain't never had a house, who ain't never had no woman, and all these people speaking on them. They say guys under 29 and 18, most of them ain't, like what they say, 35, 40% of them ain't never approached a girl for his number. How can you cast judgment on that man? And then, they said, the Washington Post had most people in that same age range, like 30% of them was virgins. That's wild, right? But I'm rooting for him, man. I'm rooting for him. It's so funny he can say he can be ass, but why don't you tell the truth about Tua? Oh, he better than Patrick Mahomes, ass. So no, I can't root. I ain't rooting against him, bro. I couldn't do it. He what people should strive to be. 4.0 grade point average, solid dude. You know what I'm saying? Hellified athlete. And if this don't work for him, he's still gonna have a future, because his brain. Dad went to jail for being in the street. He didn't follow that path. Come on, can we give him a round of applause for that? But all we do now, a lot of these dudes go on Black TV to knock other black people. At least if y'all gonna knock other brothers, go do it on a platform. That's how I feel. At least y'all should go do it on a black platform. You know what I'm saying? That's the more and more I look at it, I see why a lot of people just not investing into the black community no more. I see why a lot of people just like, it can't be salvaged, it can't be saved. I know some of the most pro-black people who are some of the most intellectual people that stepped away from that train of thought. Don't mean they still don't want to help people, but it's just a chaos ball. It's a big old Rubik's cube that's gonna be impossible to solve. We can't stay on code to save our life. Look at the Mexicans; they stay on code. Brad and Becky stay on code. Indians, I see Indians. One thing I admire, and I'm gonna end it up about here. Since I moved out to the birds, one thing I like about the Indian community, they do everything together. They get their wives, whether it's their brothers, their sisters. They go to the gym together. They stick together like none other. They stick together like none other. I don't think a lot of people, really speak on how the continuity that the Indian population has. I think they stick together more than the Arabs do. From what I see, it's close. Chinese, like the Asians, they keep that dollar in the family. But I'll tell you this: y'all talking about black women and black men going to divest. Man, Asians divesting at a fast rate. Whether you consider Filipinos, Thai, Chinese, Korean, Japanese, they divesting at a high rate. And to be Pacific, it's the women. I see the visual almost every day. But that's all I pretty much had to say, man. My blessings go out to Travis Hunter. I'll be rooting for him. I wish he get everything he wanted more and prove all these fools wrong. But Tyreek Hill is one ignorant ass individual, bro. That's how I feel about it, bro. A lot of the things he did in the past, said in the past, I ain't like that. And I don't mean I'm not a fan of his ability, but he ignorant. He ignorant. But hey, I see why Patrick Mahomes ain't won't have shit to do with him. But hey, hit the link in the description, the link tree. You can follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Detroit channel, the Free Game 89 channel. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.